Where is it? Hi there, welcome to week 3 of the Orkney Bowl weekly review. A bit later than normal, but obviously we do have a nice little trade to talk about first. But welcome, Craig, to the show.
Good evening, Johnny.
So, what do you think of the trade then? Obviously, between the Portland Lumberjacks and the Belfast Benchwarmers.
So, I mean, it's a massive trade, isn't it? It's do you know the biggest thing about it is he giving away all of those players for Travis Kelce. Kelce's one injury away from you being completely dead.
Yeah, that's a bit.
You know,
it's a big gamble.
Kamara is going to score a lot of points. Ridley is going to score a lot of points. Hopkins is going to score points. Njoku is going to score points. And it's a bit of a haul to give. I mean, Kelce's going to score more points than any other tight end if he stays fit.
That's it.
And if he doesn't get carried away with his new girlfriend.
I know, Travis Swifty.
Travis Swifty, eh? It's so yeah. I mean, that's a huge trade. It might. I've not seen Portland Lumberjacks team. I've not had a look at it to see what he's got everywhere else. But that is a chunk of change he's given up.
I know. Well, obviously he's going to have to drop 3 players for picking them up, but again, we're getting rid of them. But
yeah, but I mean, you're getting rid of the bottom end of your bench, which is nothing, and you're putting on it Kamara, Ridley, Hopkins, and Njoku's going in your tight end slot. So, I mean, that's 3 very good players to be adding to, you know.
I think it's 1 and 2, but we'll get to that's May's house. We'll get to that one soon enough. But obviously, yeah. So obviously, who do you think won that one then?
I think the Belfast Benchwarmers have got the best out of that. Even if Travis Kelce stays fit, I mean, Kamara and Ridley are pretty much auto starters. And I mean, Kelce's a big time player, and you know he will win games on his own. So it's not a terrible trade from Lumberjacks, but he's given away so much there that the bench must be very, very slim now.
Yeah,
so he'll need to stay injury free.
We'll need to make sure we have a look at that one when we go to that division. But obviously, I do think the Belfast Benchwarmers have definitely scored with that one. I did get offered a lot for Travis by Daniel in another league, but I didn't accept it because it was a dynasty one, and I just didn't want to get rid of him. Plus, the rest of my team's pretty crap. But I just that's a, let's say, Hopkins is only receiver now because Burks is out. Kamara will be back. Ridley, the bad week last, he'll be good. And Njoku, he does like throwing his tight end. So, yeah, it's a good
it's the Kamara element of it as well. I mean, Kamara's, 28, 29 now. He's not got that many years left. They're going to run him to death now that he's back. And, you know, Miller's not done anything much. Williams is out now. He's going to get 18, 20 touches every single game, absolute minimum.
And the dump down catches, which is also good at because you get him open the open. But yeah, he's going to be. I know he's missed a chunk, but he's still the best player in that team. Well, probably is the best player. Even with Olave and Thomas, he's still the best player in that team.
I mean, Olave's special, but he's still got a lot. But Kamara will score.
Yes. So we'll say Belfast Benchwarmers definitely won that one.
Correct.
So obviously on to our next part is the highest scorer of the week, and it's the new highest ever score in the Orkney Bowl.
Beating last week's highest score. Your prediction last week done yourself, done you prediction. This one will not be all season.
Well, look at that though. It's like 41 points for Herbert. 50 points for Mostert, 56 for Keenan Allen.
This is an honourable mention, Johnny. This is honourable mention. This isn't even the top scorer.
Oh, so it is. We've got the wrong one. There you go. There you go. That's
the lineup.
It's near enough the same lineup, to be honest.
Well, it won't be far off, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, Herbert 41.9. It's very look at Mike Williams down there, 28.35. But you've got a big issue there because he's away to IR.
Yeah, that is a big one. But it's on the flex. But then Everett got 16 points last week. He'll get more targets with Williams, you know.
But I mean, it's you've got Mostert in there at 50 points. You're off and running. Keenan Allen 56.
That's a good touchdown he threw as well, to be honest.
Absolutely. Absolutely massive. It's every player apart from one scoring very, very well. The kicker 9 points is decent return. So Devondre Campbell and
2 points. That'll not happen very often for a defending player only getting 2 points. But
no, absolutely not. But that's it. That's the only one that's really let him down. Every other player played very, very well in his team, and that's what happens. 325 points. Great scoring.
I think he's on his IR to come back.
Yeah, he's got Cup sitting there as well. But I mean, this is the example of nailing your team selection as well. Do you know what I mean? He's got Brandon Cook sitting there on the bench. He could have easily played Kendry Miller, who was going to have the backfield to himself. Could have easily played Spears. Could easily have played Jones. Could have easily played Bateman.
I wouldn't have played Jones against the 49ers, but yeah.
Well, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's a no-go, right? Fair enough, I'll give you that. But, he could have easily played any one of those other players there, apart from Zay Jones, because he wasn't playing. And he picked the right lineup. And when you pick the right lineup, that's what happens.
It's a very, very good one. So, yeah. I'm not saying that again, but just in case there might be steamrollers again. Not this week against the Bills, but I feel like they'll win. There's the honourable mention.
There's the honourable mention. So the honourable mention goes to Gothenburg Angels for over 300 points. Good cut, good total. And it could have been more, Johnny. It could have been the heavy scoring. Because
look at the bench.
Stevenson out, and you could have played Marvin Mims, and you could have left out Crosby and played Jack Campbell, and you could have left out
Bijan Robinson
and played Mattson.
Yeah, but who would have done that though?
Yeah, of course. But it shows the strength of that. It shows the strength of the squad there, though.
That is good. And like you say, Max Crosby, he'll get more than 10 points each week. And Tremaine Edwards, he's been doing well.
Brandon McManus will kick better than he did last week. The flip side of that, you've got Zach Moss here at 31 points, and if Taylor does come back, well, Zach Moss becomes pretty much irrelevant.
I know, like you say, Mattison might not have the lone running back for long if he has a couple more fumbles.
Oh, I think you're not bringing in Akers and not going to give him touches. Mattison's dead man walking. But the flip side of that is Bigsby's going to come on more and more and more,
Yeah. Marcus Brown is probably not going to get that every week. I don't get what to say. Calvin Austin done really well. I don't know, Ken.
But I mean, the stack here of Herbert and Allen, especially with Williams down now, the stack there of Herbert and Allen could be absolutely massive this season.
I know. That's nearly 100 points between the two of them.
So unlucky not to have the top score, but beaten by a bigger score.
Obviously, they did win, but there you go.
Oh yeah, of course.
But yeah, it was I'm pretty sure they would have won because they're not in the same division, but it's still a bit crazy.
Yeah.
So we'll go on. We'll go on to divisions now for the thing. So we're on to the Eastern. Is it Magnus Division 1? So we're on the right week. It's a bit small, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm just bringing it up on the old phone.
So Doug got a nice little win. 204 points 89 to 203.28.
Yeah, he stole a win is what you mean.
Yeah, well, that too, yeah. But,
is that what you mean? He stole a win. I was hoping for a wee score correction at some point during the week here, but
there was a score correction in the EK Colts because obviously when you go to the highest scorer, it says it was Brown T 253.27, but EK Colts got
252.22.
But EK Colts got an extra bonus and got up to 253.72. Not that it makes any difference against Tiger Scott.
No, but yeah, it's
it's not the score correction we wanted. Sorry, Doug.
But yeah, so Doug's off the mark. Well done. And elsewhere, you've got two teams sitting at 3-0 now: Leeds Lassies and Stoke-on Bengals. So they'll be looking to be challenging up the top there. They'll be hoping to keep that going. Then you get a chunk on 2-1, a chunk on 1-2. And two down at the bottom, Gaming Teacher and Batch, Plymouth Argyle Browns and Laxdale Legends just looking at...
But Laxdale Legends, if you look at the 576 points, they're probably more than like the next 4 above them. But
Yeah,
they're up against 6 and
that's
28.
nice to be down there on no wins. Yeah, Gaming Teachers ran into a few, hasn't he? To be fair to him, and then just to be pipped this week, that was a shame that he got pipped. That that was who Doug pipped. So
I know, how did Doug have?
But it's so Geno Smith scoring not too bad, but he get beat by Jackson, and it was Metcalf, Kelsey, Kelsey the man. But it's again, look to the defense. He's got 30-point Edwards, massive.
Yeah, but Doug had Tank Dell on the bench.
Yeah, I mean he's got players there on the bench as well. Sutton's on the bench there. He's got Quentin Johnson, who's going to get more airtime now that Williams is down. He's got Waddle to come off IR as well. Let's not forget he's got Akers down there on IR. How did he manage to get Akers on IR? He's got Montgomery sitting there on the bench.
I know. I wonder if he played Montgomery this week.
So he did not, I believe. He did not. So he was a tad upset about that, I'm sure. But so he's back in it. He's got a good squad there. And he's got Montgomery 41.45 on the bench this week. But let's talk about your win again. So that's you away 2-1 now.
Yeah.
Getting confident yet?
No, really, no. I had Harris. I mean, I'm still missing Jones and Barkley, so they're just killing me.
Yeah.
Although I played Jones this week, that basically killed me anyway.
Yeah, that was silly. I mean, Kirk Cousins should be. Kirk Cousins going to score a chunk of points every single week. There's no.
Well, that's why Jones is on the bench. But yeah, and obviously I got rid of Carr, so I've only got 2 quarterbacks now, not 3.
But yeah, you need Jones, you need Barkley to start firing for you, don't you?
No, I need Barkley just to get in the bloody field would be good, but maybe next week. But it's not looking overly promising.
I don't think he's going to be playing this week. I think that's a given that he won't be playing this week. But
no, he's doubtful now. But no, it was a good win.
Good win.
I do feel sorry for Arthur because it should have been closer than that. It was close all the way right to the end, and for a long time I thought he was going to win. So sorry, Arthur.
No, you're not.
Well, I am a bit because he's nice. So
cracking start for Leeds Lassies as well. That's 3-0 now, 709 points, absolute top scorers by a country mile.
Giving Jack a bit of a no, they weren't the top scorer because it was EK Colts.
No, I mean overall for the 3 weeks.
Overall. Oh yeah,
709 points overall, absolute top scorers. Smashing it.
Bengals, the ones that sneaked it against me with no score correction.
Yeah, another victory for them.
I'm not bitter. I am really. I'm not really. I am. But I'm happy with 2-1 because obviously a lot's going into this, and I am trying to keep us up to the top as I can. But I'm just happy everybody's taking part, and 1 or 2 teams are a bit worse over.
Johnny, I'm sorry, but I smell bullshit, man. You want to win it?
I am not winning it with that team. So I would love to win it.
You're in it to win it. Don't give me any of your crap.
I would love to win it, but I can't see me winning it. But
like the rest of us.
But at least I've got some fab if anybody pops up. So I don't think there's any left. So
good start to the season for those two though, and the 0-3s. The 0-3s you're only 3 wins behind. You get on a wee run and you get going, and you're right back up there again.
I know if they lose this week, it might be a bit different. But
yeah, Leeds Lassies have got Rotherham Raiders this week, so the Rotherham Raiders 1 and 2, and Stoke and Bengals they're playing Warner Bay Warriors 1 and 2 as well. So I
know. I've got my 14 points from Jones going to get my arse tanned by Laxio Legends.
Well, it's they're certainly favourites at the moment, but you know what it's like. Anything can happen in this game. Dougie Boy's favourite to lose as well against the 2-1 EK Colts, but long way to go, Johnny. It's not even Sunday yet.
Oh, bloody hell. I had Jones and I had Breed.
Yeah, you get Brees Hall there as well, who will have better weeks, by the way. Brees Hall is a beast, and he will come and get his spot. I
know, that's like you say. We'll be there. We'll get there, but
exactly.
I'm just enjoying it at the moment. Just
good.
I might not be enjoying it next week if I get to win once I get hammered, but
Nice,
yeah.
nice to be up there in your own league. There's no getting away from it. Nice to be up there.
Definitely. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm in the top 5.
Yeah, you're up there, and it's 2-1, and 2
Who's
guys.
Doug playing this week? Oh, he's playing UK Colts.
Yeah, he's playing UK Colts, so he's got one there. So favourite to lose. It's his second favourite, but it's close and it's not even Sunday yet. So let's see what happens. But he didn't play Montgomery, which might bite him in the ass.
That could be that could be almost as sore as me playing Aaron Jones, to be honest.
Well, let's find out.
But we'll find out next week. We'll find out watching it tomorrow night. So I'm actually quite glad because Sleeper have done another update and I've actually got the whole screen.
Oh, good.
For a while I was on the iPad. It's half and half, and it's bloody annoying. So I'm hoping to change it to this, but we'll go on to Division 2. We're obviously not doing the playoffs because they're not in the playoffs yet. And we're on to who's the highest score of the week of this one?
Where are we at?
Rob Warner, 325.91. This is our highest scorer. Oh, this is your division.
Yeah, this is my division.
And somebody got off the mark.
And well, no, I lost this week. This wasn't me. Oh, this was me getting off the mark. Yeah. It wasn't a great. I'm not jumping up and down about it. It was.
But you got the win. That's it.
And I'm off the mark. Ford came in and done well for me. T. Higgins, good week, bad week, good week, bad week. Well, it's time for his good week this week. I hope. Samuel could be out this week. Musgrave's hurt himself. I mean, it was a good win. I've got Barkley, I've got Montgomery, I've got Akers all sitting on the bench. I've got Elliott sitting on the bench. I've got Johnston on the bench, and he's going to get more time surely now. So,
did you play Montgomery this week?
I have played Montgomery this week, so I am on 41.45 points, and a cracking start to the week for me, So I'm hoping that will go a long way to getting a decent score this week. I'm still second favourite, don't get me wrong, but it's a good start. But yeah, it was a good win, and I'll take it. And poor Sam, 0-3. Not looking good, But this is again, we've got 2 3-0s in this league, so we've got Godlamming Goats
and our very own Graham.
And this was the top scoring one. So we have the top scoring team in the league. This is our league. And
obviously, Buccaneers had 213 points, which would win a lot of games. But when you come up against 325.
Well, I mean, if you look at Buccaneers, well, look at their overall. They've scored 685 points against Graham. 3-0 scored 570. They've conceded 707 points. They've ran into 707 points, and
they're still 2-1. That's good. Graham had a bit of a low scoring, for this sort of league score, but
so
Fields, Stevenson.
I mean, not as low scoring as mine. I would have get beat by most people. I just was lucky I ran into Sam this week. But huge scoring from Rod Warner, DC. That's he's off. He's looking favourite for the division.
Oh yeah, he's got a big. He's got a bigger lead than the last one points wise.
To be honest,
good.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't hate my team in it. I've got to say, I do have others coming back, and I do think I'll have some wins in me, but I'll definitely be having some losses in me as well. So these teams are going to be well away from me. I'm just going to be trying to scrape up there as much as I can,
Well, that's the thing. Obviously, this year you're playing for divisions, where you're going to be next year. So
that's it. So yeah, I'll try and get as high up as possible. So it's
picked up Russell Wilson.
We had a real tight one. We had a real tight one in my division as well. 225.11 beat 224.26. Aberdeen Bucks.
That's unlucky there, Luke.
Taking out Yorkshire Finns, And do you know what it was? It was the two factor once more. 42.26 points from the 70 that they scored. So massive. Jefferson as well, obviously, but up against Adams, got 48 even more. So
but you only getting 14 points for Bijan, and that's not a lot for him. But they were playing against Detroit. Detroit's just
they stuffed the run. Detroit seemed to be very good at stopping the run this year. That's for sure. We learned that on Thursday night. Well, I learned that the hard way on Thursday night. But
Well, look at his defenders, and say Franklin 33, Edwards 30 points. There's 63 points for your defenders against.
I mean, it was, Yorkshire fans' defence scored really well, but they didn't score 63.50, you know, so defence wins championships, doesn't it? They say it all along.
It certainly does in this one. But then, of course, if it played Ferguson instead of Waller, then he would have won.
Well, he would have, yeah, but I mean, there's...
Ferguson, I think I play Ferguson in a lot of leagues because he's getting the targets. Whether he catches them or not is a completely different matter.
He's an end zone target as well, and that's the thing. Yeah. Touchdowns count for a lot. You know, look at Farnham. You know, 2 catches for 2 yards and 2 touchdowns. You know.
Yeah, and everybody's trying to pick him up. That's not going to happen every week. You know what I mean?
But it's touchdowns heal all ails.
Here's a question for you, Craig, popping up on the screen.
Oh, well, I know your answer, Johnny, because you cannot stand Tony, so you'll be saying Rice all day long.
I'll be saying Rice, yes.
To be honest, I would go Rice as well, because he's a rookie and he's been getting some touches, and he's surely only going to get better and learn more as the games go on. You know, he's already going to Rice, so I would say that he's going to be going more and more and more to Rice.
Yeah, but he's more consistent.
But I mean, the problem you've got with Mahomes is it can be absolutely any one of them, because none of them are superstars and none of them are. It can be, and they'll take turns week on week on week. You know, 1 week it'll be MVS, 1 week it'll be Sky Moore, 1 week it'll be Rice,
and then it'll be McKinnon. Like McKinnon got a lot last week.
I mean, McKinnon will always get a lot out the backfield. You know, it's but yeah, I would say I would go with Rice. I would say Tony's kind of maybe had his chance and not.
I don't even know if he's fit to play, is he? Because he was injured, but I don't know if he's back to play. But
so what? Rice. So watch Tony go 150 yards and 3 touchdowns now.
Probably, yeah. So there you go. Just like you say, unpredictable. So here's a week 4 fixture. So Alaskan Deep Freeze have already got a 48-point to 14-point lead over Ancoats Citizens.
Yeah, so they do. They have that's
Darlington Raz predicted to get a close game against Duke.
And it said the 3-0s can go. The 3-0s can go 4-0. They're not playing each other.
Oh,
the God Aiming Goats are playing the Bedford Brewskis, who are 1-2, and the Glasgow Eagles are playing Lee Vikings, who are 1-2 as well. So
you're up against the Buccaneers, even with a good start.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think, if you go 4-0, you're going to be up towards the playoffs. You know, you're going to be looking at the playoffs and getting into the playoffs.
Definitely, it's just because if you're 4-0 up with this sort of lineup, you've obviously got a good depth in your team.
How many is it to get into the playoffs?
Off the top of my head, I can't even remember. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's I mean, you're heading for the playoffs at 4-0. You'd think, you know. What's it, 14 weeks, 13 weeks? 14 weeks?
14
weeks. So 8 and 6 will get you in, you would think. And at 4-0, you've got to think that's on. So yeah, these 3-0s need a wee bit of a bloody nose sometime soon, but I hope it happens this week. Sorry, guys.
The top 3 teams on week 14 will go into the playoffs for the big prize.
Top 4.
For the trophy. Then the divisional playoffs are 1 to 6.
Yeah.
They're from week 14. And obviously, you could finish 4th and still win your division and win the helmet because it's a playoffs and sleeper.
Of course.
So again, it's all to play for. But the way it's going to be, the top 3 in each division after the playoffs will go into Division 1 next year. Positions 4 to 6 will be Division 2, 7 to 9 will be Division 3, and 10 to 12 will be Division 4.
Yeah.
Then after that, it'll be promotion and relegation.
Super. Yeah, that's that. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking towards Division 3, Division 2, but yeah, I mean, these 3, you go 4-0, and you've got to be looking at the top 4, top 3, and then getting into playoffs. And as for the 0-3s, if they go 0-4. It's just you're just wanting to avoid that relegation, aren't you? You're wanting to get out of that Division 4 to begin with. You know, even at 0-4, you go on a run of 5-6 games in a row. You're right.
You get
You're right there.
mid-table. Yeah. The way I see it, this is why I wanted to do it this way. This settles it a bit more. You could completely random and you get somebody who's just new to the game, get stuck in the first division and get hammered.
Yeah, no, that's
This
yeah.
way,
You had to do it this way. This is the fairest way.
You're playing your way into what division you start. So this is like a feeding, and then you go on. So then I thought that was the fairest way of doing it, to be honest.
Absolutely, that was the only way to do it, John. It was the only way to do it.
Cool. Yeah, so it's that is looking good for the 2-3-0. So
yeah,
like bottom Bears, it's like even after that Aberdeen buck at 24, they're only projected to lose by 10 points. That's nothing in fantasy.
Yeah, no, it is. It's absolutely nothing.
Fair enough, 40 points in your one might be a bit harder to come over, but
it's one player, one big game in this scoring. A defender could do that and get there for him.
Well, Graham's predicted to win again, so
yeah, I know. I see that.
That could be a. But I do think if Graham goes 4-0, I think you still got to look over his back at the Buccaneers and Aberdeen Bucks.
Yeah, definitely. The Aberdeen Bucks are scoring massive. It's only a matter of time for them, I would think, as well.
Yeah, even the Alaska Deep Freeze, you know what I mean? 5-9-7. They're only one game back from Graham. And who are they playing this week? They're playing Ancoats, so they're predicted to win by a bit. Pretty close too, actually, 197 to 208. But they do have a good start. I'm guessing they maybe started Montgomery. 48.
Listen, I've not had a good start and I'm not scoring well, but I don't hate my team and I'm 1-2, right? If that 43-point start can get me a win this week and I go 2-2, I'm wanting in the top 4. I'm wanting to make these playoffs, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you'll be gunning your sights on Graham because you'll probably get to play him again near the end. So that's the SNB division done. We now can go on to the Queen Hill. Division 3, we got up the league.
And this is where the big... where are we going?
Queen Hill, Division 3.
Sorry, my apologies.
I've got one team unbeaten, the Bankfoot Panthers by Roddy.
So well done, Roddy. The Bankfoot Panthers. Bankfoot is on the map. Who knew that a wee village at the corner of Perth could make the map? But there you go, right there at the top of the division, 3-0, the only unbeaten team in the East Division 3.
252 points as well. That's a good score. Unlucky Pez with the Preston Hawks at 180, but there's not much you can do when you come up with a 252. And obviously the highest score I think was the Juicy Wren, the Kirkwall Chargers in 277.
Yeah,
that's him off the board though. That's their first win.
First one, but big one.
Very big.
Big, that's making a statement to get your first one, and it's the Kirkwall Chargers with, 643 points have scored and they've only won one game. That's a bit harsh.
That's a bit of a sore one, isn't it?
In fact, they're the highest scorers of the league.
Barring the top team.
Oh no, barring Bankfoot, barring Roddy, sorry. Apart from Roddy, they're the second highest scorers of the league, So the Kirkwall Chargers have obviously been scoring consistent. They've just ran into a couple. I dare say they've probably played Roddy one of the first 2 weeks.
But then Martin's a bit unlucky. 636 points again. I do like the little graph. You've got like the shite mark next to the worst score. And the highest score, you've got a laughing face.
Yeah, it's good.
It's easy to find, but yeah. Because obviously he came up against a new Barstow Masters mark, but 135 is not what the hell happened, to be honest. So we had Perrine, Reynolds no points. Nico Collins will get more. Andrews will probably end up with more. Well, we played Tony.
Yeah, it's it's 0-3 and only scoring 135 points. That's panic station for Glenrothes Ravens.
So I wonder if we played Montgomery this week.
Well, with Montgomery on, you're skipping right through the starting lineup because it's done absolute nada. So you're going to the bench to see what's sitting there on the bench. And he does have Aaron Jones there. He does have Dave Montgomery to come back in, who's going to, he's going to be scoring points. And I know that Gibbs is going to have touches, but if Montgomery stays fit, Montgomery's going to get 20 touches a game. He had 32 against Green Bay, for goodness sake.
Well,
he's got Cup on the IR as well, so he's got Cup to come back.
He made the mistake as me. He played Aaron Jones, but he did also play Jared Goff and Montgomery, so he's got 65 points.
Oh, so that's a cracking start.
That's a good start to the week. So.
That's half the points he scored in the whole week in the whole team last week.
And of course, he's playing against the Kirkwall Chargers, who were the highest scorer of that. So yeah, it's going to be a tough one, but he's got a good start.
He's got a good start. That's good. And there's what the other 0-3 here is Edinburgh Thunderbirds. 448 points scored just through 3 weeks. That's pretty low. 150 this week, getting beat by Seattle Patriots. But he left Waddle in. He left Waddle in. Rookie error.
He played Kincaid. He's done nothing. Actually, since he's going.
So you run down to that bench and see what's happening down there as well. And he's got 2 empty spots.
Gallup on the bench. So you got Gallup. He's got Hutchison on the bench.
And he's got 2 empty spots. Because he's put 2 on it. He's put 2 on IR and not brought anyone in for them yet.
Who's on IR?
That was last week. He's probably got them in now.
Who was on
IR? IR was Williams, Jamal Williams, and Tevon Diggs. So both went last week.
Diggs is still out, is he not?
Diggs is gone. Diggs is IR. Diggs is dead. I think he's out for the season.
Their defence is going to miss him. They showed that the other day.
Oh, massively, absolutely massively. But yeah, so it's Roddy's off and running. Great start.
Yes, Ron. Well done. That's a cracking score you had there.
And yeah, I mean it's looking, and that's with Chubb on IR. You know, that's with Chubb being drafted very, very early. So he has got 4 to slip in there. But I mean, Walker, Olave, Hopkins, even Myers is going really well. You know, it's there's a lot to like about the team.
A nice wee closest one there. You got Manchester Bees 220 against the Whitehall White Shark Tigers 203. So
yeah, that's a close one.
See, Howell got 3 points here.
With Howell at quarterback.
Add Howell on my what's it called? Warrior Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Minus 16 points.
Minus 16 points. Well, I got 3 here. But I mean, see, this is where you go down and you look and you've got Stroud at 29.95 there, you know.
I know, he's got to be playing Stroud this week. Oh, he's got Richardson, he'll be back.
So. You know, it's
3 quarterbacks.
8 chains here, you know, 8 chains here. And it's how hard 62.85 points. And you know he's getting slotted straight into the starting lineup this week, don't you? And there ain't no way he's going for 62.85 points this week.
No, but you got to play him. Richardson will be playing. No,
you have to play him, and I mean I've had to play him in the home league, and the you know what I mean. He was on my bench in the home league last week for 45 point something points, and in that league that's a massive score.
Who did he play? Where is he, Matt? So he did play. No, he played Antonio Brown and St. Brown.
Yeah, he played St. Brown as well. So yeah, I mean
Stroud is starting.
Manchester Bees are going along well, 2-1. You know, it's plenty right up there. I mean, it's one behind because Roddy's only 1 on 3-0, so there is only 1 3-0. All those 2-1 sitting there. There's 6 of them.
Oh, it's so close, like
it's very tight. This one, it always is when there's one person away on 3-0. You know, so it's yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this proceeds. Who's Roddy got this week? Roddy's playing Glossop Fighting 1 and 2. Neither of them have started yet. Whitehall White Tigers 51.05 already against Chicago Scorpions.
Yeah, that's a good start.
And it's 65.25 for Glenrothes Ravens, and they're still second favourite.
Well, it's good they played 3 players.
Yeah, that's true. So, they've got Bob in there as well. And Aaron Jones.
But obviously, Kirkwall Chargers last week, they scored 277 points. So they were obviously the highest scorer last week. But
yeah,
hopefully Martin will get off the board.
Let's see.
Although when he beats me, he usually slags me off on Twitter, so maybe we shouldn't let him off the board.
Yeah, it can
go down there, Martin. Go down there. Yeah, usually I'm getting slagged off some point when he beats me in one of the leagues on Twitter. So thank you for that. So I'm sorry, but yes. But you are from Glenrothes as well, man.
Yeah, well, that's I wasn't mentioning that.
The Vipers. Anyway, so that's enough of that division, and we'll go on to Queen.
Let's go and have a look at Division 4.
Malhead Division 4. We'll go past that one.
And what have we got here? So there's 3 3-0s over here. 3 3-0s,
Wow.
Johnny. Water
Look at that.
Warriors, Leicester
only
Tigers.
0.07 points between the top two. 674.53.
0.07 points in scoring.
And he's still got all his budget, Leicester Tigers, so he's not bought anybody or not paid for anybody.
And here's the thing: there's 3 3-0s in this league, and there's only 1 0-3. Yorkshire Los Mitros.
Yeah, but there's only one other team and like 2-1. Everybody else is 1-2.
Yeah, crazy. So this is a crazy league that's going. Johnny Boy on 1-2. He's got off the mark this week. 255 points as well. He scored very well. He scored very well indeed. Cousins, McCaffrey, Adams. He's lost Williams. And his bench isn't exactly. Oh, his bench is fine, actually. His bench is fine. Yeah, no, better things ahead for Sean. It looks like he's maybe starting his run now.
Yeah.
Leeds left. It's unfortunate getting 192 points and losing, but, good scoring, so it's not to properly panic about or anything like that yet.
Yeah. There's a close. That's 149 to 158.
There's Ray Rice in this team, so maybe we should be asking. We need to get Matty Leo up to see who he should be playing Ray Rice, because Rice is on his bench there.
How many points did he score? 18 points. Yeah.
Yeah, he scored a few. I mean, he's a cracking receiver, and he'll get his weeks, but he'll also have weeks where he doesn't touch the ball because Mahomes goes everywhere, and that's the problem.
He does. Well, there you go. He's got the. McKinnon scored 20 points last week as well. So
there's our home league's current champion, Neil Knight's getting a wee loss again, despite scoring 241 points.
That is a sore loss, that one.
Got Herbert in there at quarterback, 40-odd points, but he ran into Mostert, he ran into Moss, and he ran into Allen. So
he played the other Herbert as well, which doesn't really help. So.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. But then it was up against Henry. But that's massive scoring, 267 points with Henry on 3 points, London on 6.
Jacob's doing nothing apart from catching the ball.
But it's that couple of big scoring ones there. Unfortunate for Joe to lose there, scoring 200.
I know, but he's 7th at the moment, so he's only he's 2 games back, but.
Yeah, it's only 2 games back, but there are 3
he scored more points than the team in third, but obviously Sean Douglas has scored the 3rd highest total, 636.
And one of the lowest scores of the week goes to our Gary Groovy, 126 points. Gary, what's going on?
Oh, what did you do, Gary?
He's he left Ayuk in the starting lineup for a start.
Played Daniel Jones against the 49ers. Oh, man.
He played 3 tight ends. He played Riddick, who didn't get a point. Left Mahomes on the bench for Daniel Jones.
Yeah, that sort of backfired that one a bit. But I don't think it would have been much of a difference, to be honest.
Oh, dearie me. And he's not got much on the bench.
Oh, Riddick at 0 points.
Oh, dear. I mean, he's got a lot on IR, to be fair to him, but he's maybe Taylor back next week. But, it looks like a long haul for Gary this season. And so, sorry, Gary, but I'm going to have to predict Division 4.
You pin that one. We'll come back to that one, Gary, just in case it doesn't happen.
Just in case you don't, just in case you get it up there. Because, do you know what? There's a long, long way to go. Long way to go.
It was a bit of a mental one, but yeah, I do feel sorry for Nairn Knights. 241 points.
Very interestingly, it's this is the first league that we've looked at that's got 2 3-0s playing against each other in week 4. So we've got Dublin Everton Blues up against Waterorton and Warriors in week 4.
Well, I think Waterorton will probably win that one, but then Dublin's had a good start, 39 points.
3-0s, play the three. He's got Goff and St. Brown stacked, and Goff didn't do anything really in that. It was all Montgomery, but he still got 20 points. So
he didn't have to do anything. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's Dublin Everton Blues have got A-Chain and Ford in there.
They could go absolutely brilliant or absolutely disaster.
But yeah, I mean, Derek Henry, Josh Jacobs, they're going to have better weeks. They're going to come into games. Jacobs will just be getting fit now. He'll just be about coming up to match fitness, I would say.
Well, I saw that in a podcast. Like, was it last year? He did nothing till week 4, and then he just broke off and just went absolute mental. So
no, let's not forget he didn't have a pre-season either. So
yeah. I don't know how fit Amari Cooper is because he wasn't practicing on Wednesday, but I've not had a chance to keep up with it. Been working.
No, I've not seen anything on Amari Cooper, to be honest with you. It's but yeah, I mean he's left Dubs on the bench and 22 points. That might have helped, but yeah, I mean this is going to be a tight one. One of the O's has got to go, so we'll see who comes out on top there.
Oh, Gary started Musgrove today, 2.1.
Yeah, that's
up against Montgomery, who scored 41 points. So I'm guessing.
I see Leeds Leopard started. Yeah, Leeds Leopard started Montgomery. That's for sure.
And Yorkshire, they got 35 points, but they're still predicted to lose to Sean. Because I do like Johnny, but he's just not having much luck. Like that's a close game. They're Nairn against those rookies, but that'll change obviously. But
yeah, that would be a tight one. But yeah, the old goal rusher. The gold rusher and a big keeper poo-poo, aren't they?
He's not going to stick with Herbert again, is he? Oh boy.
Well, we'll see. But I mean,
I would probably actually play Breida over Herbert because Breida's going to get the touches.
If Barkley's not playing Breida as it is, but you see it often, Johnny. You see it often when he's the star running back goes down. And the backup, who does quite well coming in and covering for him, on his rest and stuff, he has good games. He maybe gets 6-7 touches, but gets 40 yards and a touchdown or 50 yards and a touchdown. And then the superstar goes down injured. You think, oh, get him in. And they do nothing as the starter. Yeah. Josh Kelly's the other example of that. You couldn't
he's a complete disaster, him.
And he's done absolutely nothing. But he does well when he comes in covering for Eckler, so as a change of pace. So I just think there's some running backs out there that should just be the change of pace back,
Well, Mattison was the same until last week's game. He was done absolute bugger off. But
yeah, there you go. That was another example. But yeah, and that's what I don't like about the taking those risks. So that's why Breida was the same. Breida didn't do great last week.
Nah, but did he score a touchdown? I can't remember what he did.
He did. He scored a touchdown, and that's what saved the score. That's what saved his score, the touchdown. But he only got about 40-odd yards.
But in fairness, Herbert's done nothing.
Oh, Herbert's been terrible, but he was very good coming in as a change of pace back for Montgomery.
Yeah, maybe they should go back to doing that again. But
well, Johnson will take over there soon anyway, so that's not
well, that's true. Yeah, hopefully. Anyway, so that's the East Conference finished all now. So we'll go on to the West Conference and we'll go on to Happy Valley.
Happy Valley. Let's see what's going on in the Happy Valley. So we've got 2 3-0s in here. Gothenburg Angels. That's was the
honourable mention.
Honourable mention. And Yeovil Winners, 2 of them 3-0. Very great.
Great
start. 749 points for Gothenburg Angels so far. I mean, I know a 300-point week fair helps that. Great scoring. And
Norwich Mustard Men minus 703, 13 points against for the Norwich Mustard Men, which is a bit of a sore one.
Norwich Mustard Men, 602. I mean, the scoring's kind of right to where he's sitting, but it's a half 713 to run into. Good that he's got a win on the board, running into that amount of points. That must have been a good week. But yeah, Cork Red Army and Team Lemony Fresh. 0-3, and not scoring many, so they've got work to be done.
Well, look at a possible other honourable mention. You've got Chris Budge and Bonnyrigg Cheese at 287 points. It's a pretty good haul as well, to be honest. But there you go. We're on to the Happy Valley. Everybody's happy.
Yeah, Great scoring that as well. 287 up to 2-1 now as well. The Bonnyrigg G's heads are they're flying the Packer flag for Edinburgh. I hate to say.
Well, that's 675 points were scored, so they're second highest scoring team.
Second highest scoring team in the division. Yeah, it's they've scored a lot more than Yeovil Winners, but they're 3-0. But yeah, good scoring. I mean, look, the Gothenburg Angels with that have nearly scored double what their opponents. Keybanks Lightning scored, you know, Dreves. Greggy Dreves. Yeah, that was a bit of a spanking. That's the biggest win I've seen.
As he's watching, we're going to have to talk about the Derbyville Titans because he's just left a comment there. So there we go. But so 267 points.
Let's go and have a wee look at the win. It was a great win. 267, good scoring, good win.
I see there's Norwich Munster, man. They scored 208 to come up against 267.
It's a look at that wide receiver. How did you get? How did you manage to get Jefferson and Adams out the draft? That's today. Go pretty early. I mean, that's a great receiver, and I think Pickens is only just going to get better and better and better this year.
I'd like to say in another podcast, Kittle is going to score more points.
Well, Kittle's, Samuel's looking like he might be out, and Ayuk's going to be on a snap count of some sort. Mike Evans there as well. I mean, that's one heck of a receiver room, and then you've got Alvin Kamara coming back this week. So yeah, things are looking pretty decent. Tank Dell there down on the bit. I mean, what a receiver room it is.
I know. So you've almost got too many to play. But you could play, yeah. You had Ertz playing in the flex.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So room to manoeuvre in there. That's where Kamara will just slip straight into, you know. It's Sanders might be out this week, though. Is he not questionable? Need to keep an eye on that one. But yeah, good start as well, 2-1.
But as soon as you got I've got Kamara take a place of Sanders, so it's not a bad replacement.
This is how the Norwich Mustard men have ran into 713 points this year because they've ran into games like that.
It is crazy, because obviously got McCaffrey, Cook, Judy had a good game,
and then
Kirk had a good game.
You've got the flip side of this as well, where you've got the Yeovil Winners winning with 190 points to go 3-0, you know.
Yeah, and then you've got the Dickinson Demons 184 winning against the lowest scoring team, Limerick Fresh. There's a few.
Also, it is, yeah, there you go. There's another 184 winning, 190 winning, you know. So see when you've got these kind of 200 odd points and you're getting beat, it's a bit hard. You're hard done to. There's no getting away from it. But you know that you're scoring well, so don't worry about it. They'll come.
That'll come around. Well, that's it, because they're sitting in fourth. And they've scored more points also than the Yeovil Winners. So you've got to think if they play against them, they've got a chance to beat them. So they have there's some pretty good scoring teams in that top half there.
Yeah, there is, and it's but there seems to there's a divide starting in this league, you know.
Oh yeah, 602 to 500. There's a big drop in points.
You know, there's a big divide coming here, and that you know they kind of need to just keep the fingernails on there and hang on, you know. For
that could be a bit of a long run in. So, but yeah, it's looking good. So who's playing who next week then? What's the 2 3-0s?
The 2 3-0s are
Gothenburg Angels are playing against Chris Budges had a cracking start with 86 points on Thursday night.
So he has.
Gibbs, Dubes, and I'm guessing Montgomery.
Oh, it has to be Laporte and Walker. Walker, there you go.
Yes, that's a cracking. He had a monster.
It is 4 players, so it is 4 players, so it's a great start. But it's 4 players.
It's projected to win now, actually, but we'll see how that goes. But it's definitely a good start. I just can't believe, Ken, they picked up Gibbs in the first round, and they hardly use him. It's just like.
Well, I mean, the Yeovil Winners, the 3-0 Yeovil Winners who won with the 190 points there, they're running into the Norwich Mustard men who have ran into the 700 odd points, you know. So it'll be interesting.
So surely it can't happen again. Come on, Norwich Mustard men, you can do it.
It'll be interesting to see if that Yeovil Winners hold that 3-0 one, you know.
I would be nothing against Yeovil Winners. I would be surprised.
I mean, it's heavily weighted towards the mustard men, wouldn't you say? It's, especially with Dylan in there at 2, already just been 2 points. But listen, see when you've got Hill in your team and anything can happen. Higgins is due his big week. He'll need to take Campbell out before kick off. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see the outcome of that one. I'm looking forward to seeing that one. And you've got another 3-0s, the Gothenburg Angels, who are playing the Bonnyrigg Cheeseheads. So that's the 3-0s could both go this week.
Well, this could be the first division with no 3-0s.
With no O's, yeah, could be.
I think there'll still be 1-0 and 3s, but unfortunately, there'll be a lot. I can't actually wait till these two play each other.
Yeah.
It'll probably be like it'll be something like 240 against 241 or something.
But I think the Gothenburg Angels and the Bonnyrigg Cheeseheads to me look like who are going to be the biggest scorers in this league, and they're playing each other this week. So that's the biggest game of the week so far, I would say.
That is, yeah. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. Because even like Turbo Titans, there's going to be a close squad with Drever.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good ones in there. They're just the two that are flying at the moment, and scoring a lot of points at the moment. But we'll see, it's I keep saying it, there's a long way to go. We've only just started. Once we start,
a good start there by Dickens Heath, 64 points as well. So he must have had Montgomery then.
Nah, he would have had Montgomery then. There you go.
And Amon St. Brown. So that's a nice little start.
Brown, yeah, so good start. So it's just 2 players as well. So that's a great start.
So we'll go on to the next division. That's Maze Howe.
This is where the big changes. I am interested. Here we go.
So the Belfast Benchwarmers.
So who do we have? We've got Cruise Juggernauts, the only 3-0 in here. And we have
254 points.
We've got 3 0-3s. Darlow Destroyers, Birmingham Giants, and Cavity Porkers. But the Belfast Benchwarmers are 1 and 2 with just 526 points scored. So that haul that they have got
will help them.
Will help massively, and Portland Lumberjacks 2 and 1 they're sitting on with 575 points. But let's go and see how they got on. So where's their game this week?
They won
with 184 points. So they won with only 184 points.
So Ridley had 8 points. Hopkins had 10 points. The Joku had 10. So that's 29 points. And who else was it?
He's got Hill there.
Kamara.
Godwin will do okay. Hopkins is gone. Ridley's gone.
Hopkins gone. Ridley's gone. The Joku's gone.
Stevenson, Allen. Kamara's coming back, which is a good.
Well, Kamara's gone.
I mean, I can see why he's done it. I wouldn't have done it, but I can see why he's done it.
Remember, Kamara's gone. Kamara was part of the trade.
Oh, Kamara was part of the trade, so he was.
So he's got Aaron Jones and Hill.
I hope he's got.
That's looking good, like.
McGonigal, I hope you've got some your eyes on the prize in the agency. You've got a couple of wee gems sitting in there. But yeah, I mean, Kelsey will win games is the thing. Kelsey will score it and Kelsey will win him some games. So,
but he picked up Keaton Mitchell, Gerard Everett and Jordan Hicks today.
But yeah, the Belfast Benchwarmers scored 100, actually scored more than Portland Lumberjacks, but lost to the Crew Juggernauts, who are juggernauting their way through it all, 730 points. And but the Belfast
look at that. Look at that one.
What's that?
182.49 to 182.72.
Oh yes, I've seen that one before. That was so tight. Again, that could have been a score correction changing victory. But
it's too late now, obviously, because it's Friday.
Yeah, it's Saturday now. Yeah, it's gone now. But yeah, very, 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 very unlucky for the Gloucestershire Wolfpack. For the Darlow Destroyers. Very lucky for the Gloucestershire Wolfpack.
You had Reynolds scoring 0 points.
I mean, just the simple thing is playing Watson over not simple thing, but just 1 week, Watson over Smith in its game,
Or Reed over Reynolds.
Yeah, that's
even Bateman over Reynolds.
But anyone over Reynolds.
Anyone over Reynolds. Oh, that's a sore one.
Yeah, it's
Unlucky
just,
or Jungle.
these weeks happen. You got to kind of there's no. I'm not looking at anyone that's sitting in that starting lineup and thinking, yeah, you shouldn't have played him. Why did you play him? That's he's kind of picked a team that I would have probably picked, and it's just ran into one. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can really do about that.
It is a sore one, but it's like you said, nothing you can do about it.
When it's that close, it's ouch. It's an ouchie, but at the end of the day, you've scored 182.49 points. That doesn't that should be losing. That doesn't win many games. So the fact that it's that close, if it was that close, 251 to 251, I would say yeah, but you expect to lose by 182, and there's better weeks to come.
Well, look at that though. So the highest scoring team is the Crew Juggernauts with 730. The highest conceding team is in third place with 651.
Yeah, that's the Burnham Trash Pandas.
We scored 256 this week too, so it's got a good play. They had Mostert, Sanders, Jackson, Adams, Kittle.
A lot of these big scores this week are down to the Miami players.
Not really a shot there when you score 70 points. You get anybody in offensive when they score points.
The thing is, he's not going to be in anyone's starting lineup. He won't be easy starting anywhere, I wouldn't imagine.
Not unless you had really bad injuries and didn't pick anybody up, to be honest. But yeah, I can't imagine be anybody's lineup.
I mean, the Birmingham Giants that they've rolled that Kelly dice, and it was exactly the right move. You had to do it. You must be so disappointed about the outcome, but it's because 2 weeks. I don't
think it really made a difference in the end. But
you knew what was going to happen last week, but you still had to play them. You couldn't not play them, but you knew what was going to happen. It's heartbreaking. I know because I had to do it in a couple of leagues myself.
But yeah, no, it's still close to the end. Like 1-3-0, everybody else has won. 1, 2,
yeah,
3,
it's
4,
wide
5,
open again.
7-2-1s.
When you get kind of 3-3-0s in a league, then there's only 1-2-1. Then those three are kind of two ahead of fourth place, fifth place, and that's kind of a wee gap opening. But when it's only 1-3-0, then there's plenty enough 2-1s, then there's plenty enough 1-2s, and we do have 3 0-3s in this league as well. So that's kind of again a wee gap starting to appear, and these 0-3s need to start hanging on and find their first win. Let's see.
Look at the Darla Destroyers. They've scored 13 points more than the Belfast Benchwarmers and conceded about 40 points more.
Yeah,
they've obviously come up against it a bit more, but obviously the Belfast Benchwarmers have picked up a few good players.
They've picked, I think they're
picking up the points, which will help them.
Better.
How they're looking at who they're playing in week 4.
So Belfast Benchwarmers are up against the Sandbach Sunsets.
And
we're up 2-1, so it's a big chat. Let's see how these new players go. Let's see if they bring them up, because this is a game that last week Belfast Benchwarmers with the team he had last week would have lost.
Yeah. Well, he's playing Kamara, Ridley, and Hopkins. He's not playing in Njoku.
He's not playing in Njoku. Well, he's got Hunter Henry in there, who's been doing very well, but he is up against that Dallas team. But they were. But it'll be an interesting. That's a very interesting game, and let's see if Portland Lumberjacks, if Kelsey can inspire a victory and move to 3-1. He started Aaron Jones again. Understandable. You've got him. You hear he's starting. You're going to go and put him in. Unfortunate that he'd done nothing.
I know. He's up against the Burnham Trash Panthers, which is the second highest scoring team in the league. So
it's
going to be a hard one.
Kelsey better have a world day. But I mean, he's got Kelsey and he's got Hill in his team, and they're two bona fide first rounders. They went in the first. Both those players went in the first round in every single draft.
Yeah,
and he's got them both now. So I mean, it's just he's had to give up a lot to get them.
He gave up a lot. That's the problem. Obviously, we've got Pork Belly, who could be winning their first game, but it's going to be a very close one with Dylan. About Porters, so this should be a close one. I'm sure we'll hear all about it on Monday in the Pork and Pez podcast.
I'm sure, yes. It's and he's got A-Chain front and centre, and you go straight into running back now.
Oh yeah, he's
what educators needs to get.
He loves Puka as well, so he's all on Puka. He's playing Ferguson, which is a good one.
It's
So when the Hedge trade, remember, he got Puka and Edwards, so they're both playing.
he did, yes. Oh, listen, all you can see, there's nothing worse than going and making a trade and then like 2 or 3 weeks later having to put one of them on the bench, you know, and it's like, it's just admitting that you made a mistake, do you know what I mean? So it's good that you still got him sitting in there and playing, and Edwards will do okay as well, you know, as long as he stays fit. Edwards is going to lead that backfield now, so
they're going to have to remove Barkley from the team because he'll not be playing.
Yes, I seen that Barkley must go, he won't be playing. But yeah, so Pork's got a chance of getting off the line. There's a tight one starting down there as well. Bognor Regis Falcons against the Gloucestershire Wolfpack, 35-50, 35-75. But one's off of one player and one's off of 3 players. So I know who I'm fancying in that one now. And it ain't Gloucestershire Wolfpack, sorry, pal.
But Dylan will take out, he might put in Hubbard if Hubbard ends up starting, and that prediction will change a lot when he takes out Barkley and puts somebody else in. But go on, Pork, let's get your first win. Get you on Cheery and high as a kite on Monday. So
let's see.
3-0. So let's say there's not a lot between the top 8. So,
no.
Well, Crew Juggernaut's obviously way ahead, but
I mean, there's 7 teams on 2 and 1, just one behind. You know, it's how long can you hold that? Is this the question now? You know, they've got the Birmingham Giants this week, and the Birmingham Giants are 0-3, and you think, oh, that's an easy one, but it's not, because they've got 2. You know, they've got Chase. They've got Laporte has had a 14.0 start. You know, but they're not. It's not a horrible team. So. Can Crew hold on can they hold on to the O is the question?
Yeah, I do think they will for at least another week or so anyway.
Yeah, I think they'll hold it this week as well, I've got to say.
Then, of course, we'll go on to the next conference, is Marwick Head Conference Division 3.
So we have in here, how many 3-0s have we got here? 2 3-0s.
Oh, Graham. Oh, Graham.
The Melbourne Supremacy and the Bonnyrigg Cowboys up 3-0. How are the Bonnyrigg Cowboys 3-0?
Aaron's 2-1.
Listen, you've got to feel sorry for the Whitchurch Warriors, who have scored 759 points in their
I think it's this week they lost as well.
Here's Aaron. Aaron suffered his first loss this week.
227 points for the Whitchurch Warriors, losing to Graham 257.
Yeah, that's there's a couple of 200 plus scored. The Nottingham Rebels 213-22 and lost to the Melbourne Supremacy, who are absolutely flying.
Look at Sean down the bottom, 739 points against. Ouch! But he's only scored 500. But look at that, he scored 549. But he scored more than the Peterhead Bloody Jets. He scored more than
St Helens Eagles. He scored more than
Kilmarnock
Kings. But he's ran into 739 points. So, yeah.
And Adam's a bit down there too, 0-3. But he still scores 603.
Yeah, I mean, that's good.
So he's got like the fifth highest scoring team.
0-3 is not out of it, far from it. It's it just needs a wee run. And when you're scoring 600 odd points, that's more than 200 points a week in average. 200 points a week, you know, will win weeks, more weeks than not. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing to. It's not total panic stations yet. It's not good. No. You want that one, and you want that one very soon. But
there you go. He scored 201 points this week. Came up against 232.
Yeah,
there's nothing you can do about that. 273 from Melbourne. Against the Nottingham Rebels.
And the thing is, there was nothing they could really do about it. You know, it's if you look at the team, he's got Hubbard in there, but he had to because he had nobody else. And you know, with
he could do better this week, especially with Barkley out. But he could play Breeder still. I know he didn't do much. He got 3 receptions in a yard and he got a touchdown. But
and I mean,
the touchdown helps. But
it's very difficult when you know. I mean, he's got Barkley and he's got Chubb, so that's what. Round 2, round 3, maybe.
If not 1 and 2.
No, he's got Kelsey
first.
So he's lost his second round pick and he's lost his third round pick in the first 3 weeks.
It's hard to come back on that one.
Tough, you know, but at least Barkley will not be out for long. But he's lost Chubb for the season, and it's that's hard to take. And here's our Graham, 257 points. It's that Tua. It's that Tua again.
Tua, and who else?
And he's got Zach Moss, and he's got Mostert. So he's got Tua and Mostert. So yeah, that was
81 points in the flex. That's not bad.
That's you can't be complaining about that, you know. So,
but like got Herbert 41 points. Robinson again obviously had a hard game. Williams will do better. Davis still got a touchdown again. Nico Collins, that's unusual. But Sutton, yeah.
This is why Whitchurch Warriors has ran into 730 odd points, because they're running into 200. They're scoring 227 and losing. I mean, it's his first loss, though. To be fair, it's his first loss. You know, it's been a good start. But yeah, Bijan and Williams, Robinson and Williams, that's two who will go very, very, very well this season. But you know, they're going to have these weeks as well.
There's been not really low scoring in this league. If you look at it, I mean. Been a 161, but like some of the leagues are going down to 130, 135. 161 is the lowest.
And Aaron's been flying. I don't know what's happened to him this week. Why is he's been flying?
Yeah, Sky Moore.
He had Jones and Waddle. Jones and Waddle on the. He's left Garrett on the bench, 28.5. He's got this Stroud and Fields and blooming Jordan Love, 3 quarterbacks. Boy.
I know, but Jordan Love, you did pick the right quarterback, so that was one thing.
It's but you know, Waller's had better weeks. Robinson, yeah, I mean it's 2-1. He's going very well, but I looked at that team last week and thought it was great.
Well, that's it. We thought last week he was going to put Garrett in,
and he's let Mark off. He's let Mark off the Mark get off the mark. But even with Mac Jones at quarterback, because he's number 1 pick, his first round pick, Rodgers, is on IR.
Yes, that's the man that picked Rodgers in the first round.
It was indeed.
But yes, a Jets man. But yeah, there's a lot of good teams in this one. And let's say 0-3. Either of them, they get the right run, they're going to be shooting up that table.
Be rude to not talk about Melbourne supremacy as well, the other 3-0 team. And if you just scan yourself down to the bench, there's one big name that's absolutely jumping out and waving around. You know, he's got A-Chain on the bench.
Yeah, Gamewell on the bench too.
3-0 and A-Chain on the bench, and he's got Hill in the team, and he's got Mahomes in the team, and he's got Adams in the team, and and he's got Allen in the team.
Yes, that's a pretty good team.
That's a strong team. That will take some beating. That team will. Let's see if the 3-0s maybe playing each other next first. No, they're not. No, Melbourne Supremacy's up against Kilmarnock Kings, and the Bonnyrigg Cowboys, Graham, is up against the St Helen Eagles. So he's got a very good chance of going 4-0. So he does.
I do put Nottingham Rebels like they're now on who's Whitchurch Warriors. So Adam is going to come up against.
Yeah, so Adam now runs into the leagues, the highest scorers, you know.
That's just so unlucky, Adam. That's unreal. It's just,
he's not had it easy, you know. It's if you take Sean, but poor Sean ran into 739 points. Oh, Sean, I'm sorry, pal. Where are we at?
He's playing Aaron.
He's playing Aaron.
Come on, Sean.
It's very tight. So
he played Love again, 22 points, and you had Aaron Jones last Thursday.
That'll be interesting.
There's 2 players already.
Yeah, Aaron Jones and Jordan Love for Aaron. So that's not a very good start. So he's going to need some.
Maybe Aaron's just been really nice to the show me the money players. Obviously, he let Bluetooth Bookies win last week. He's going to let.
Yeah, now he's going to give Sean his go. Yeah, maybe, Johnny. Maybe you're right. I'm going to have a word.
Tell him as long as he beats Graham.
Not a lot of points going in this one, away in this one, you know.
No, so I'm guessing somebody had Montgomery on the bench.
No, someone's got Montgomery on the bench, yeah.
I'm going to have to hunt for that one. Oh, St Helens is going to have to sort out their team because they've got Traylon Burks on the team.
Yeah, he's out. Yeah, he needs to go.
He's got like Taylor, Murray on the bench, not put them on the taxi squad.
And the IR.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, that's not good.
Who's got Montgomery?
I don't see or know. I'm looking quickly, but I can't find them. So, yeah, someone's got them on the bench, so that's for sure.
Well, there you go. It was
Oh, yeah,
Nottingham Rebels.
Could have done.
Man, that could help. That could have helped you win as well. That. Oh man, that's a sore one.
Yeah, could have done with it though, as well at 1 and 2, you know. But he'll be in next week, I'm sure, for another 32 touches.
The thing is, you could have been asleep when the band announced he was going to be starting.
And that's the problem. It's during the night, you know, for the Thursday night game.
But of course, you will get an honourable mention by Craig if you do happen to lose by about 10 points.
Of course.
So we'll go on to the final division, the Dwarfy Stain. See how we're getting on here.
We have how many 3-0s here? 3-0. So we've got Kirkwall Raiders, our Alan, the South Carolina Broncos, and the South London Rebels, all 3-0. And then at the other end, we've got 3-0-3s, Manchester Spinners, Wakefield 49ers, and the Kirkwall Cowboys.
725 points against them. That is a bit of a sore one.
Yeah, the Wakefield 49ers, that's a harsh run, but they have only scored 520 as well. So it's
but it's not the lowest down there. You've got London Eagles have got 476.
And then the flip side
Grote's on 6th and he's only scored 507.
Yeah. So he 2-1, Grote's 2-1. Jings.
Yeah.
He won this week with 146 points against 136 points against Keltman.
Well, there you go. The Wakefield 49ers 133, not great, up against 253.
Yeah.
So nearly 100 points.
It's over. Yeah, nearly 100 points. Yeah,
that's over 100 points and 9. Yeah.
It's
you've got Diggs, Adams. He never took out Ayuk. Henry did bugger all.
There's where your problem lies.
Along with many other problems, unfortunately, but yeah, it doesn't help when you leave them in.
No, you got to watch your team. You got to watch your lineups. And if you think that you're going to miss it, then and he's doubtful, don't put him in. Put someone else in.
Well, that's what I have to do sometimes for work if they're questionable and it's looking a bit iffy. I just have to leave them out and hope I get home in time just in case you play.
But yeah, Kirkwall Raiders 702 points they've scored. So that's good going by Alan. Let's go and see his run. He's got Cousins, he's got Jacobs, he's got Williams, Jefferson, St. Brown, Debo issue this week, I think. But yeah, he's got Montgomery on the bench, he's got Jones on the bench, he's got Akers on the bench. I mean it's. But then he's ran into the Manchester Spinners 0-3, but have A-Chain on the bench, so that could be just one player like that could just turn your season. You know, if he keeps scoring, he's not going to score 60 points every week, but if he keeps getting his touches and he keeps getting his points, it could turn his season around. You know,
it's a bit of a sore one.
You just get on a wee run, get on a win this week, win next week, and all of a sudden you're 2-3 and you're there. You know, you're not far away at all.
So let's see. Oh yeah, so obviously Show Me the Money Derby. You've got probably Orkney Derby, even though Grote doesn't live in Orkney anymore. Keltman against Grote. So 136.
Grote won by 10,000 points.
41 points for hell, but probably helps because everything else is pretty pish.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's what 146 points does, but it's more a look at the benches here and see what's
Mostert on the bench.
Ford on the bench, Mostert on the bench.
Ross, what you doing?
But
it's not like Ross as well. He usually sorts his team out, but I don't know if he.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why he's done that. He's played Cook, he's played Gibbs, and Montgomery's out, so he's played Gibbs. You're going to play Cook.
Yeah, but he's played Juju Smith-Schuster on the team. You know what I mean? Bloody hell, man.
Yeah, well, it's he'll not. I'm sure Mostert will be in this week, as will Ford.
Well, let's see if any 3-0 teams are playing against each other this weekend.
Let's have a look at that.
We've got 3-0 against an 0-3. That's no luck for Wakefield again. We've got 3-0. Oh, Grote's coming up against a 3-0. And Alan's going up against Dobos Darlings.
So no, the 3-0s can all go 4-0.
We have another derby match on. We've got Ross against Michael Mark?
Oh, so we do. We've got a Show Me the Money Derby game, yeah.
It's off with Gibbs.
Michael sitting there at 1 and 2.
You left Goff on the bench, but then he's got Jackson, so it's understandable. It's going
And
to
look
be
at the start. Look at the start. Look, check out the start that Allen's made here in this game, Johnny. And that for this week, 78.90 points.
He's trying to get the highest score, I think, in the on-table history.
It's out of 4 players, so it's out of 4 players. He's got Montgomery, but he's got Laporte, St. Brown, and Jones.
Yeah, see, the thing is, like I say, and all the other ones, you have to play Jones.
Yeah, you had to. If you were up when he was called playing, you had to play him, and he just.
And the daft thing is, I think he still scored more than Dylan. I think Dylan only scored 2 points.
He did. But the thing is, it's the problem you had is the lines went so far ahead so early that we had to throw. The Packers had to throw the ball. It was as simple as that. They had to throw the ball.
So have you seen the prediction of Grote's game? I know it's not ringing, but after a 35.5 start, he's predicted, it's not going to happen, to beat the 3-0 South Carolina Broncos.
So yes, I see that. That's
he's had Quay Walker, so that's
it's Quay Walker, and that's such a good start because 35.5 points from one player is massive. It really is. But
so I think Bijan will do well in London. Harris is just pish.
He has been. He's been so bad.
It's hard to be on the field.
To be honest with you, what's the weather like in London tomorrow? Because if it's chucking it down like it's been today in some places, I'm not sure it'll go that well in London.
Well, you've seen New York.
But it's a different rain, Johnny. Different rain, different pitch, different cold. Freezing cold rate. It's different. I don't think he'll do well over here if it's absolutely chucking it down. If it's an okay day, I think he'll go fine, But if it's chucking it down,
I'm going to miss it unfortunately because I'll be at work. So,
but I'll be watching the Ryder Cup until it's over, so I'll probably make the game no problem.
I'll be what a start either. But yeah, I'm okay. I'm off next Sunday, so I'm looking forward to watching the Bills game.
Yeah, can I just add on that to all you Yanks? Get up, yeah.
Yeah, I've not seen. I've seen I'm up early for work, so I've watched the first hour and a half.
Yeah, that's all I've seen as well. I'm exactly the same.
Victor Hovland and Alberg, man, bloody hell, how good were they? They were 7 up after 9 when I left to go to work.
But then they get just as spanked in the afternoon.
Yeah, but
anyway. Yes,
back to what we got a hole in one.
Back to what we should be talking about.
Yes.
So yeah, this is a tight one, and as you say, the 3-0s can all go 4-0. It's Allen's made a very good start on it, playing against the Dobos Darlow Diamonds. So
he's made a very good start on that one. Yes.
And South Carolina Broncos up against Grote's 2-1. I struggle to see that they don't come back and win that. To be honest with you, I don't care what the prediction says.
But he still had a good start, though, so you can't give him that one.
Oh, absolutely. No, Grote's flying, and long may it continue, I hope he keeps going, but I've got to predict if I see it, And the other one, the South London Rebels, they're up against an 0-3 Wakeford 49ers, who've ran into 725 points, and they're now playing a 3-0 team, so that's a bit harsh.
That is a bit. Well, I've got to say, you got to think Henry will do better than Kelly. Pierce will probably do better than Spears. Chase and Lamb should be 50-50. Allen will do a lot better than Moore. Ayuk and Cooper.
And Cooper's 50-50.
I think Ayuk will probably do better there.
I don't, because I think he'll be on a snap count, and this is where I think it goes in the favour of the South London Rebels as well, because I think Kittle's the man who's going to benefit greatly from Samuel and Ayuk being missing.
Well, Hawkinson, he's obviously racking them up.
Beast.
He's got Gus the Bus against Henry.
And you got to remember Henry's getting extra points per catch, so what's it, half a point or something? So, it's going to be a very close one. It's going to be a close one, but this is the league that I would say that is of all the ones that have got 3-0s. I think this is the one that's got the best chance of all three going 4-0.
Staying 3-0, yeah.
All three going 4-0,
Yeah, Alan already had the pair up to it. So yeah, that was
3 weeks in, Johnny. 3 weeks in already, and it's it's starting to get interesting. You know, see when you hit that middle part of the season, that's when you start. You know, got to make your move. You've got to get yourself into position for the home run. You know, so the finishing run.
When did the bye week start? Is it next week?
I think it's week 5 because I think the Packers are week. I think we're on a bye week next week. It's
Obviously,
week
the
5 or
London
week
game
6.
starts a week. So yeah, so that takes some into account. So when you're setting your team from next week, make sure you keep an eye on your bye weeks.
And it's that makes things so a lot more interesting as well. You know, then the teams that are sitting 5-0, 6-0, and then they've got a couple of players on bye that are doing it all for them, and they lose one, and then it's only one, and then they lose the next week, and then the wheels come off and the panic. You know, exciting time ahead.
So you got a good time. This could be the good week of getting the highest score ever because, let's say, bye week start next week. Depending on who the bye week is going to affect some of your players. So you might not be so high scoring games some weeks because of like all the Dolphins players being in a bye week or kind of stuff like that. So it's going to be that's when teams are going to catch up.
I can see a lot of manoeuvring, a lot more trades starting to flow now as well. You know, it's not like Dynasty where you can trade draft picks for next year. You know, so it's not like there's going to be teams trying to throw it in because everyone wants to move up because you want to be in as high a division as possible next year to get closer to the first to get up there. But yeah, there will be trades flying about as well, I'm sure.
I thought it's quite funny actually. All the trades are coming in the same division.
Have they so far? Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So
I'm just biding my time to see what's happening, but I might start looking for something. If I get, especially if I get back to 2-2 this week, that would be sweet, and I've got a good start. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I need a miracle. Well, I'm hoping it's not on the start, or I need a bit of a miracle this week after the start of But like I say, my players will be back soon and I'll be fine. But yes, thank you for joining. We've had a couple of watchers throughout. E.W. Witten, Kicks, and Rob Warner and Aberrant. It's nice of you to join us, and hopefully we'll see you on Tuesday
night
at 9:30.
We'll be back
to normal time. Hopefully the whole world won't get in the way of doing our podcast like it did this week.
And
thank you for joining.
Good luck, everyone, this week, apart from Doug.
Yes, and anybody I'm playing against, and who Craig's playing against. But apart from that, good luck, everybody. And we'll see you next week.
Cheers, guys.